Men's soccer faced off against Colorado School of Mines in a game that had huge implications in the RMAC. We have highlights from Walker Field.
Plus, find out if football survived its trip to Spearfish and remained undefeated.
All that and more next on Maverick Postgame. Hi, and welcome to Maverick Postgame. Joe Azar alongside Bryce Reedy. We have a lot to cover today, so let's get started with a big soccer match that happened on Friday. The men's soccer team was undefeated in the conference entering Friday's clash against Colorado School of Mines. But the Orediggers were still considered the favorites by many to win the conference at the end of the season. That made for a clash of the Titans when the two teams faced off, and now we take you to the highlights from Walker Field. It was a big game for both the Orediggers and the Mavericks. Here comes the Orediggers trying to clear a ball out. A lot of early pressure by the Mavericks. Todd Paget himself said that was the best opening 45 minutes that he has seen his team play. What a time to do that. But Mavericks were fortunate with a hit off the post here. Now Mavericks trying to swing it out wide like they normally do. Good block there by the defenseman. A box out. Moshe Perez would try and come to the aid of his teammate. Here comes Perez. Here comes an opportunity. Just a bad touch there to get out for a goal kick. Here comes an opportunity from Mines on the spot kick. Up and a header up in the air. Mines would get a hold of this shot, but James McGee with the clearance there. Big time defensive play there. A big early pressure again now for Mines. Mavericks able to swing that ball out wide. Good close call there. Now with 20 seconds left to go in a free kick. Here comes the free kick. Of all people, golazo by Roberto Diaz. His first goal of his career, and that would be enough for the Mavericks to win. Let's take you now to the box score. Bryce, break down the rest of the game for us.
Yeah, so the Mavericks took down the Orediggers 2-0 in the crucial game for the RMAC standings. Not a bad day for Roberto Diaz, who scores his first goal. Riley Graneri gets another shutout on the year, tying the record for most shutouts in a CMU career, and he's only a sophomore. After the game, our sideline reporter Matt Kennedy caught up with head coach Todd Paget and others.
Bradley, you guys had some great saves today. Great job on defense. Take us through your mindset for the game today.
Yeah, you know, we were rearing to go this entire week. We were focused on tonight. Mines is a great team, and we knew they were going to go forward a bunch. They're a pretty direct side, so we knew as a back line that we were going to have to do our job and be smart, be strong, and in the air, and be able to block shots. And tonight, I think we did that as an entire unit.
How's it feel to be the top team in the conference?
Feels fantastic. You know, I went through all last year. We were a great side, and we never were sitting atop that conference. You know, I do my job and keep them organized, and I only had to see maybe 2-3 shots. You know, I lose my voice at the end of the night, but I think the back four played outstanding. They were strong. They were good at blocking shots. They were clean in possession. I think they just did their job all around perfect today.
You guys are now 6-0 in conference play. Initial thoughts on the game?
You know, all around, you know, what we look for are good performances night in and night out, or day in and day out, and we got a very, very good performance out of the group today.
You guys play CCU on Sunday. You guys have about 1 month left until the RMAC conference playoffs. What is your mindset going forward?
Game by game, result by result. Game by game, result by result. Every team in the conference has the ability to beat you on a given day or a given night. So we'll enjoy this one for the night. We'll get back out to work tomorrow. We'll look to have another solid performance on Sunday, which if we do, I think we'll like the result come after 90 minutes.
And now CMU would go to work and beat Colorado Christian 3-1 on Sunday with 2 goals from that bad man himself, Roy Abigail, who has now tied his single-season scoring record at CMU before mid-October with 14 goals. Football was also looking to remain undefeated, but this time on the season as they traveled to South Dakota to take on Black Hills State. The Yellow Jackets entered the game at 4-1 and were tied for second place in the conference. However, history was on the Maverick side as the Yellow Jackets had never defeated CMU, and the trend looked like it was going to continue as the Mavericks found themselves up 17-7 after the first quarter, thanks to a 10-yard touchdown run by David Tan and a Jonathan Brown 85-yard punt return to close out the quarter.
All the momentum looked to be on the CMU side, but that all changed quickly in the second quarter as the Mavericks' 10-point lead quickly turned into a 31-20 deficit heading into the half. Big plays were once again killing the Maverick defense as receiver Shandon Jones caught 2 big touchdowns in the quarter, one going for 73 yards and the other for 58. CMU's lone score of the quarter came from Ryan Sheehan on his second field goal of the day.
There was still plenty of time left for the Mavs to get back in the game, but turnovers would prove to be crucial in the third quarter. Rubicaba would go on to throw 3 interceptions in that quarter alone, all of which were on consecutive drives. Following the third pick, Rubicaba was pulled out of the game in favor of Easton Saloom, the backup. Despite all the turnovers, however, the Yellow Jackets would only score once, making it 38-20 heading into the fourth.
So if the Mavericks wanted to stay perfect, they were going to have to pull off yet another fourth quarter comeback, but it just wasn't destined to be this time. As on the game, they were just dug too deep of a hole and couldn't climb out. They won the quarter 14-10, but lost the game by a final score of 48-34. Rubicaba finished the day throwing for 92 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, while Black Hill State quarterback Ryan Hummel finished with 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. David Tan and Saloom finished with 153 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns for the big offensive production on the day. Now both teams will sit atop the RMAC with 5-1 records, as CMU's next opponent will be at home this Saturday against Dixie State. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m.
Now on to a different sport that has begun their season recently. Swimming is full of talented athletes and a team looking to make some noise this year. With more on them, here's a special report by Delaney Letts.
CMU's swim and dive season is now in full swing. Both the men and women Maverick swim teams have quite the talent to showcase in the pool this year. After inspiration from the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio, our athletes are pushing themselves to new extents, already breaking outstanding records. Coached under Jeff Hansen and assistant coach Justin Hastings, a former CMU All-American, 27 students, 16 male and 11 female, will join the 2016-2017 swim and dive season. Coming out strong this season already, senior male swimmer Sam Bryant was named the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Preseason Men's Swimmer of the Year, and sophomore Cassie Blakeman was named the Women's Preseason Diver of the Year. This past weekend, the Mavericks hosted the Intermountain Open Shootout. Senior Mary Says won the 200 back with an NCAA B cut time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds. She also finished on top, placing 4th in the 100 backstroke. Named a preseason All-American, Says brings quite the talent to the Maverick team. CMU fans can only expect great things from her this season. Great performances this weekend were also seen from Chris Radomski finishing 2nd in the 50 fly, Josh Bedford placing 3rd in the 100 individual medley, and Kelsey Vreeman placing 2nd on the 3-meter board. This season will be full of competitive finishes. Best of luck to all the Maverick swimmers and divers out there. Back to you guys in the studio.
Women's soccer entered Friday's game against Colorado Christian with the same amount of wins as they did all of last season, 4. With a chance to improve the record, Mackenzie King and Jocelyn Cesarelli got on the score sheet for the 2-1 win. Now, the Mavs were down 1-0 entering the second half until King scored a ridiculous goal from 30 yards out to tie the game before Cesarelli got a second goal off a rebound 5 minutes later. That marked the 5th win for the program this year, showing more signs of progress in the team.
The Mavericks' next test was against the number 7 ranked team in the nation, Colorado School of Mines. And the Ore Diggers got things started early against the Mavericks. They were able to score their first goal of the match within the first minute of the game. The score came from midfielder Brooke Stromer after a cross gave her enough room to turn around and fire it past CMU goalkeeper Caitlin Houston. The second goal of the game came 15 minutes later for the Ore Diggers to give them the 2-0 lead heading into the half. During the second half, it didn't get much better for the Mavericks, as Mines was able to score their third goal of the match in the 60th minute, making 3-0 the final score in this one. The Colorado School of Mines moved to 11-1 on the season, while the Mavericks moved to 5-2. Now CMU will now come home for 2 home games this weekend. Volleyball has also been riding high all season long, as they continued their dominance this weekend in 2 games against CSU Pueblo and New Mexico Highlands. The Mavericks were able to win both of those games in straight sets, moving them to 13-3 on the season. CMU was close to losing the second set to the Thunderwolves, but following an error by Pueblo, the Mavericks rallied off 3 straight points to win the set 26-24. That would be the closest Pueblo or Highlands would come to taking a set from the Mavericks the entire weekend. Ali Svornick led the team with a combined 70 assists during the 2 games, while Mackenzie Edwards led the way in kills with 29. CMU will be home this weekend against Colorado Christian on Friday and Colorado Mines on Saturday.
And now it's time for our Maverick of the Week, and anytime you score a thunderstrike from 30 yards out, you have your case to be Maverick of the Week, so this time the honor goes to Mackenzie King.
King's goal from distance inspired CMU's rally on Friday as they beat Colorado Christian and earned their 5th win of the season. Her rocket strike also gave her her first goal of the year. Not a bad time for that to happen. And thanks to her, the Mavs got themselves on the right track Friday night. Congrats to King for her goal and for being the Maverick of the Week.
That'll do it for us this week. Catch us next time for all the latest scores and news from the world of CMU sports. With Bryce Reedy, I'm Joe Azar. Enjoy your fall break, CMU.